Hello everybody and welcome back to the United Stand. This is your hot takes and there are some spicy ones. We are joining you from inside of 11th Central today.
Yeah, something different. It's a bit of a windy, rainy day outside of Manchester, so we have to bring it inside today.
Exactly. There's some lovely stuff out here in this venue, so make sure you get yourself down here. Very, very nice and a good view of Old Trafford when you're looking out as well.
Yeah.
But starting off with the first hot take, and it is this, Maud. It is that Manchester United would still be in the top four if we had have kept Cristiano Ronaldo.
We would still be in the top four if we had kept Cristiano Ronaldo. That's actually a pretty good hot take, because I think a lot of the conversation this week has been around Sesko. It's been around, obviously, his injury and how he performed over the weekend. And, I mean, if we're being honest, Ronaldo is a better striker than Sesko. I don't think that's a crazy hot take to say. But I think the reason why Ronaldo ended up leaving is probably the reason why we're at this point today, in a sense of the team was mainly built around him. And when Ronaldo's in your team, everything has to go through him. He is going to be the main player. He's the main player at the club. His name's big. Let me not say his name's bigger than the club, but it's very, very big name. He's one of the most famous people in the world. I think the fact that he left kind of took that away from United, and I feel like it actually helped us going forward. So I think in the long run, it was better to get rid of Ronaldo. But if you're talking about just pure ability, I do agree in the fact that Ronaldo is a better striker than Sesko.
I agree with you when you say that you agree that Ronaldo is a better striker than Sesko.
Yeah.
I do get what you mean. When he is in the team, you do have to play to him. You could always see, even if an easier pass was on, our players, Bruno, Dallo, we were always looking up for Ronaldo. But in hindsight, no wonder. Like, what he delivered in that team, considering the team he was playing with. And this, the thing is we're in a situation now where we've actually got a team where you need a ready striker. You need a striker that's ready to go, that can take the weight of that shirt. And at the time, I understood why Ronaldo was going. But I think every year there's a new scapegoat for Manchester United. And I did think he got scapegoated a lot.
Definitely,
oh, we can't play a certain way because Ronaldo's in the team. Taking a step back away from that, Cristiano Ronaldo is still, in my opinion, one of the best strikers in the world, which, considering where he's at in his career and his age, just speaks for himself, the way he looks after himself.
Yeah.
I think he would actually provide for this team. He would make the best out of the opportunities that we are putting out there for our striker. Okay, it's not as many as we'd want to, but he would make the best out of that. His movement, what he could teach to the likes of Sesko. I actually think in this team with the likes of the Cunha and then Bumo, if you're going just off the hot take, I think they're right. I think with Cristiano Ronaldo in this team, we would get Champions League football.
You know, I don't mind that opinion. I actually don't disagree with anything you're saying, but I just think the way Ronaldo plays, he's a great striker, and I do agree he's a better striker than Sesko, but the way how he plays and the way how we want to play, sorry about that. we want selfless players in our team. We want a lot of players who, like the way Sesko's playing now, when he's at his best, he is the most selfless player. He tries to provide for other players. He drops in deep. He flicks on balls. Ronaldo's more of I'm the target man, look for me. Whereas I don't think we're looking for that kind of striker right now. I think even the fact that we're playing like Mount and Cunha as our number 9 sometimes, we want a more fluid front three players that can link up a bit more. For me, Ronaldo's like, if I don't get 25 goals a season, I'm pretty much useless in this team.
Get that? I still think he's better.
Fair enough. Okay, for the next hot take, we're going to talk about one of our new signings, Lammens. And the hot take is that Lammens is a top 3 most impactful signing for Man United in the last 5 years.
If he continues the way he's going, then I would say yes.
Okay.
And it's not because he's done anything absolutely extravagant and outlandish, but the upgrade from Onana and Bayindir into Lammens, I mean, you can see it by our last 5 results. Yes, okay, we are still conceding goals, but look at the saves he pulled off at Spurs. If you have Onana or Bayindir in goal, we're losing that game. Because he saved us. We could have, it could have been 4. He made 2 really good saves. One particular very good save, the other one he should be making. But he's reliant. He comes and claims set pieces when they need to be claimed. He puts confidence in his back line. His distribution is no nonsense, and things can improve. We're not pulling off worldies every single game, but from where we were at, which was literally take a shot at us and it's probably going to go in, to where we're at now, where he looks confident, he looks cool, he looks calm, he looks collected, and he's young, which means, he's got so many more levels to go up, and, goalkeepers don't even enter the prime until like the late 20s, and he's early 20s.
Yeah.
I think it's a fantastic signing. You look at the money side of it, under 20 million, you look at the longevity in it, so much longevity, could be our keeper for the next decade and some, and then you look at the points that he's gaining us, which he statistically is, You could well say that, and I think you could even say potentially De Ligt might be that in the future, but I think Sonny Lammens definitely from where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, you've said everything pretty much. I mean, even if you're looking at the whole top three aspect, the only player that I'd say confidently right now that is definitely the top one is Bruno.
Yeah.
That's the only player that I look at and say, 100% he's the most impactful signing in the last 5 years. But the rest of them are really up for debate. I mean, you could say Ronaldo was a big impact, but I guess he only really did it for, a year, 2 years. I mean, you mentioned De Ligt, I think he's another one in that conversation, but the rest of them...
And Mbeumo's going to be best post-Bruno signing,
and Mbeumo will probably, I think, definitely will be in that conversation as well. And to be fair, he probably is in that conversation now. But I think the fact that Sonny Lammens hasn't lost a game, you can't even argue with it.
The next hot take, and this is a good one because it's a big debate at the moment, and it is that Casemiro is Manchester United's most crucial player at this moment in time.
Oh, you know what? I actually really like this hot take, only because we had this conversation on the last Fans Forum, and I think the stat that was brought up was the amount of goals we've conceded with him on the pitch and without him on the pitch. And usually Casemiro will come off at around 60, 70th minutes just because of whatever the reason is, yellow cards, he's getting old, I don't know. But the numbers were, we've conceded 5 goals with him on the pitch and then 13 or so with him off the pitch, and that's not a close number. That's a pretty big. It's a big difference, and I think it is probably in his in his favour to say that he makes a huge impact in that midfield, whereas compared to an Ugarte or let's say when a Mainu comes on, the amount of impact that Casemiro has is probably like 10 times the amount that the other players have that when they come on the pitch. So I think maybe not the most crucial player, but I think underrated is probably the best term for Casemiro so far this season.
I think you could make an argument for him being the most crucial player. I would say Manchester United's best player this season, up there, the two are probably Mbeumo and De Ligt. But when you think about the positions on the pitch, De Ligt is super crucial for us, but we could go out there and win games with Maguire, Shaw and Yoro. We could.
Yeah, we could.
And we could go out there and win games with Maguire, Shaw and Mazraoui. Like, we could do that.
Yeah.
We've got centre-backs, despite the fact we're conceding quite a few goals.
Yeah.
And with a forward line, Mbeumo is absolutely fantastic. Do you know he scored the most open play goals after Haaland and Danny Welbeck in the league so far this year? Mbeumo, yeah.
Shout Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, exactly. Shout Danny Welbeck. Mbeumo's firing. However, you've got options. You've got Amad and Cunha who can play there with Sesko up front. You've got Mount and Cunha. You've got Bruno who can push.
We are going to see that soon, to be fair.
We are. And as much as he's super important, I genuinely think right now, Casemiro's got himself to a place where if he's not in that midfield, I am dreading watching it. Because we're going to get ripped apart, whether that's Amorim's setup, whether it's the fact we've not got the right kind of midfielders in our armour to play the way that Amorim wants to play. We know we wanted Baleba, we know we're looking at Anderson, we know we're looking at Watt and Stiller, all these players. But when Casemiro comes off the pitch, the big visible difference, nobody can glue that midfield together the way he does. So has he been our best player this season? I won't put him up there with best. Most crucial, genuinely think you could make an argument for it, because if he got injured, we would be absolutely screwed, because Ugarte can't hold it the way he does. Mainu's more of a Bruno type midfielder. When you're only playing with 2 midfielders, that role is so crucial, and I think he's the only one in the squad that can do it.
Okay, so another hot take, and I think this is a really good one as well. I don't know who made this up, but you're good at hot takes. The hot take is, if we go unbeaten in our next 5 games, because we have gone 5 games now unbeaten, which will make it 10 games now unbeaten, we have to finish in the top 4/5 Champions League places. Let's go through the next 5 games. Let's go through the next 5 games and see.
The reason why it's difficult is you could draw all 5 and you've got 5 points there from 15.
That's a good point.
That's not Champions League level. Like we're in a Premier League era right now, whereas if you win a game, you could go 3rd or 2nd. If you lose a game, you're down in 10th.
Yeah.
Like, it's so close in there. So I think it's a good hot take, because it's like, realistically, if you say that out loud, you should be. But then you look at the teams that we're playing. Everton, how many points would you want from that? 3. At Old Trafford, it's got to be 3. But you can see a slip up there. They've got Ndiaye, they've got Grealish playing really well. They've got some good players. Moyes has got them playing a little bit. However, 3 points at Old Trafford for Champions League, you've got to be getting 3 points there. Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, tough game.
Very tough game.
We always struggle.
Yeah.
Always struggle there. Bring Zirkzee in. He absolutely smashed it last time out there. I'm a very big advocate for Zirkzee. But that one, I'm going to say 1 point.
Potentially, yeah. But a lot of teams have dropped points against Crystal
Palace.
And
we're away on a Sunday night. Oh, sorry, Sunday day. 12
Yeah.
o'clock kick-off. That's stinking of a 1-all, that. So that's 1 point. Then you're looking at 4 points. West Ham at home, it's got to be 3.
Yeah.
Although suddenly they've started playing as soon as we're about to play, and they're actually winning now. They've got 2 back-to-back games.
We can humble them though.
3 points there. And then you've got Wolves away. They're going to have a new manager.
Yeah, but Wolves, that almost feels like the Nottingham Forest game, where it's like you go into that game thinking we should actually be beating this team, and then we just revive them out of nowhere. But I do think Wolves, we should be getting 3 points though.
And then Bournemouth is the last one at home.
Tough game.
Tough game, but I expect, right, Bournemouth, fantastic this season, but they've got a loss in them. They've proved that. And the way they play, it can hurt us because they are so good at pressing and we're not press resistant at all that they can catch us multiple times. However, they throw everyone forward. Look at what they did at the Etihad. I don't know if Areola will change it, but Haaland just had bags of space in behind. If we can get Mbumo through them lines, we really could tear them apart a little bit, potentially. But I want to see with Bournemouth what happened against Brighton. Bournemouth and Brighton have a track record of over recent years of coming to Old Trafford and making us look foolish. Brighton came to town recently and we stopped that. We marked our authority, we stamped our ground, and we were the better side and we got the 3 points. We need to do that with Bournemouth if we're serious Champions League contenders, because Bournemouth are contenders for that right now, you've got to say.
Yeah, it's tough because a lot of the teams that kind of overachieve, you can't really tell where they're going to finish till like the last 5-6 games.
Yeah.
We saw Forest the last season, they were in the top 4 for a while. They were second for a long time last season, and obviously they slipped out in the last few games of the season. So for me, I'm kind of waiting for the end of the season to see where Bournemouth will really finish. But I do agree in a sense of, look, we do have some difficult games in there, but if we go on the same run that we've gone in the last 5 games for the next 5 games, and it's like we win, 3 games and then draw 2, I think that's a very, very strong case to say we could actually really compete for these Champions League places.
Do you think we will go and beat it in them 5 games?
Do I think we will?
Do you think we will? Get in the comments, but do you think we will?
It's tough. I'm going to say...
Get your up to a lie detector test.
Yeah, I'm going to say yeah.
You think we will go unbeaten?
I think drawing-wise...
How many points from 15?
Okay, let me think. Okay, I think get 3 at Everton. I agree Crystal Palace will be hard, so I'll say 1 at Crystal Palace, 3 at West Ham, 3 at Wolves. Bournemouth is the only game that I'm very much like, I'm really stuck on. So I think if we were going to go unbeaten, it'll be that Bournemouth. If we were going to lose a game, it'll be that Bournemouth game.
We'll see. As long as we get 11 points like we have done recently, we might be on track.
Yeah, and you also got to look at the other teams as well. Like, I don't think there's that many. Like, Liverpool seem to be struggling a lot right now. Chelsea are all right, but again, they're not seem to be going crazy like in the top 4 race. It's really just City and Arsenal that are confirming their position in that top 4 right now. The rest of the teams seem a bit iffy. There's about 5, 6, 7 teams that could get in there. So if we just not ride our luck, but just continue this momentum, I think eventually we are going to have to start seriously looking at trying to get a top 4, top 5 position.
It's going to be a big race. Like you say, Arsenal City, the only 2 nailed. So look at it like that. 3 spaces for Champions League up for grabs.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, Mods, because we had so many good hot takes coming in, we're going to finish off with a quick fire round at the end of the video.
Let's do it.
Get your opinions in to these quick fire questions as well. I want to be reading the comments with some spicy opinions. So the first one is, Amorim has been saved this season by his signings.
Ooh, I kind of 50-50 agree, yes. Obviously, our new signings have been the biggest impact. But at the end of the day, they're his signings. So it's like, can you really say he's been saved by what he's brought in? You know what I mean? So it's a bit 50-50, but that's a good hot take, though.
Better players equals better performances. It's as simple as that. When you have better players, you are going to play better. But, yeah, I also do agree. I also do agree. The next one is, United will end up in the top 5 at the end of the season, but Zirkzee will be the main centre forward.
Ooh, that's a good one, I feel like Zirkzee's not really had the opportunity. It's hard because, I think we can end up in we've mentioned it before, in around a top 5 kind of race, top 6 kind of race. But who's the centre forward? I don't think that'll be because of Zirkzee, though. I think we can still, there's other players that will be ahead of him, even after Sesko.
Yeah, I don't think it'll necessarily be we will be in the top 5 because Zirkzee comes in and absolutely kills it. However, I do think there's a genuine, real possibility that Joshua Zirkzee could be the centre forward come the end of the season. I think it's a big competition between him and Sesko. I think people forget how good Zirkzee was back end of last season and how frustrating that injury was. I think it cost us Europa League. Honestly, he's got more in his locker than I think people give him credit for. Sesko needs time to adapt. It just depends how many games he gets, because I think Amorim will always want to use his new signing. He is his signing. Zirkzee realistically is a Ten Hag signing.
Yeah.
So it just depends, while Sesko's injured, however long he's injured for, if Zirkzee can take the opportunity. But I don't think it's out of the question for sure.
Yeah.
Next one is, we'd be challenging this year if we had Wan-Bissaka and McTominay in this team. Not crazy, is it? It's not crazy.
It's not. I think the McTominay part of it's not crazy. Wan-Bissaka is not really like a title contending fullback in my opinion. And it's while he plays on the right, I don't really see that many problems on the right side of our pitch either. So I don't know about Wan-Bissaka bit, but the McTominay bit, I've always said that like McTominay has benefited the most by leaving United. I don't think he would be anywhere near the player he is now if he had stayed at the club. I just feel like he's been able to really find himself as a player, probably as a person as well, just leaving Manchester, going out to Italy. I think that's one of the reasons why he's been able to be so successful over the last, 2 years now. So I don't think if he stayed, he would still be the same player. So I disagree with that.
I think he'd absolutely cook in his hammer himself. I think he's made for that double pivot box crasher. I don't think we'd be challenging though.
Yeah,
I don't think we'd be challenging.
Yeah, no.
Premier League's best league in the world, and we've got
one player to make us challenge. I think that's a bit harsh.
But I think he would do really, really well. I think he would. I really do. But we wouldn't be challenging. Wan-Bissaka, West Ham is his level. Love him, but it is. Next one is Lenny Yoro is not ready for the first 11.
I disagree.
I disagree. Simple as that.
Yeah. He has been in the first 11, so I don't see what the problem is. Yeah.
We can win games with him playing, and even when he's not in the first 11, he makes an impact off the bench. So he's capable. When a player comes on and shows capability and shows he can play, I think he is, for sure. We've just got a lot of depth there. Next up is Martinez would be 1,000% better than Ugarte in the pivot.
My problem with this is that, like, I get it, Martinez is a better footballer in general than Ugarte. 100% I agree with that. But I just think when you put in players who aren't supposed to be in certain positions, in that position, it's just kind of like a fairy tale. Like, we just hope that randomly our centre-back is going to be a better midfielder than one of our midfielders. I don't really see that happening. It's like when people said Trent would be a better midfielder, play well in the midfield, and then they tried it in England and it didn't work, you know what I mean? So I disagree. I just feel like midfielders are always going to be better midfielders than players who aren't midfielders. But I do agree in a sense of I think Martinez is a better footballer than Ugarte.
Fan theory. It's a big fan theory.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, actually. I don't think Martinez has the mobility to play in that midfield, especially in the midfield too. He's good where he is, left side of a back three, and that's where he should stay. I think there's more arguments when a forward player drops into midfield, like when Joe Linton did that for Newcastle. I could actually see Cunha dropping into the midfield, not as a defensive midfielder, but I could see him drop in. He's got that work rate about him. He's got the pace. He's got the ball carrying ability. So I wouldn't go with Martinez if I was going to go with anyone. But yeah. Anyway, Mons, that is the end of the quick fire. That is it. It's gone so fast.
That's gone quick, to be fair. I like them hot takes this week. They were pretty good.
They were very, very good. So get in your favourite hot take in the comments, and make sure you leave your hot takes down below as well, as we might use yours next week when we go through them again. We love this show, and thank you very much to 11th Central for providing us a lovely area to bring you your hot takes.